Right, so hi Poppy, how's it going?
Hi, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Good, thank you. So, um, who have you made your gift of art for?
So I've made this gift for the Welcome Centre. The Welcome Centre provides support for people that have newly moved to Manchester. And on my walk around Cheetham, this is one thing that definitely stood out to me, seeing how much like they do for these people. It's like amazing.
Okay. So, can you tell us about the story of who you're commemorating?
Yeah, so I'm commemorating contemporary stories of people that have come to the Welcome Centre, as well as historical stories. One story I chose to commemorate was of a lady called Marie Zweig. Marie was from Vienna, born in 1904, and grew up in an Orthodox Jewish household. Her father owned a gents' outfitters and shoe shop, while Marie became an office worker in 1920s until the Nazi invasion in 1938. When she first came to England, she worked for a Navy commander and his wife. In 1940, she then moved to Manchester to join friends she made who lived here. She followed her father's footsteps and became a clothing worker. And then this is one of the rocks I did. So it was like Marie's journey on the front, and then on the back was what she did first, the job, and then when she moved to Manchester, what she did.
That's really gorgeous. That looks amazing.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
so how do you go about making that art piece?
So to start the project, I started by like looking at stories from the archives of people that had like travelled to England during the Holocaust. And then I wanted to like develop the idea further, which is why I discussed with like you and Kate as well as stories from the archives. I'd ask Marisha for her journey as well as others that go to the Welcome Centre. And then after collecting these stories, I painted and drew these journeys directly onto like handmade clay rocks, like I showed you before.
I still can't believe they're made out of clay. They look so realistic and amazing. And so how's the story reflected in your art?
So like my whole project is about journey. So I felt that I really captured the sense of like journey through my art. So I chose to do rocks that were like big enough to paint the journey clearly, but also because rocks are tough, like the people that I'm commemorating.
I love that. Maybe a couple of extra things. Can I ask you to talk about why you've used rocks and like sort of the idea behind the rocks and stuff?
Yeah. So as I said before, I chose rocks that were big enough so I could paint the journey clearly. But then also because like rocks are tough, like the people I'm commemorating. And I also wanted to do something that was like wouldn't like die in a way. So for example, like other things like flowers or anything like that die after time. But these rocks will last.
That's really lovely. So, so Poppy, is there anything that you'd like to ask Marisha at the Welcome Centre as she's going to receive your artwork?
Yeah. So do you think my art will create positivity within the community?
Wonderful.
I think the most important thing with my piece is that by telling these stories, showing their journeys, and showing the needs of these people, I'm shining a light onto these experiences. I think that by commemorating these people keeps their stories alive, and by creating art as a tribute to these people, then sharing it with others allows people to carry on remembering them in the future. Finding stories for my piece has definitely been the most inspiring. My whole project has been about journeys, so finding stories of people that had come to England during the Holocaust, as well as contemporary stories of people that had come to the Welcome Centre, was very moving. At first, I was surprised and unaware of things that had happened in a community so close to us. I have never had a connection to anyone in the Cheetham community either. Before this project, I had never really thought about the community properly, even walked down Cheetham Hill Road. So after walking around Cheetham and hearing all these stories, it definitely inspired me. I am happy I've learned these stories. I have definitely taken a lot away from them. I will continue to read stories of people in the community, and I am so grateful I have been given this opportunity. If I could build on my project, I would carry on reading and finding stories from the archive to create more rocks and place them around the community. As well as my topic being about journey, I also wanted to involve the community, which is why I asked my piece to be placed at the Welcome Centre.